Now I think it's the third or fourth attempt to record this trade recap. The first time, I think I was mumbling too much, or kinda, um, talking too much nonsense. And the second time, in the middle of the video, an alert got triggered, which I have set, and also a limit order. And then I had to wait. And, I was doing the third one, but it was a bit too early. Then that's the fourth one. So the current state of things, because I just arrived home. I was going to town for a little walk, to kind of build some good habits, to get some fresh air and stuff like that. Some to lower my cortisol and stuff like that. All right. Anyways, so let's start. Well, today I took trades on two different accounts. On some sort of funded account, but not really. So let's say we're going to call the hybrid life account and the funded challenge account, which I have not passed yet because today is the third day. And the first day I was break even. The second day I made a loss of almost, I think, 2%, and today I'm up 3%. I mean, overall, like in regarding to profit target. But anyways, so the first trade today was with the hybrid life account, and this was actually EURUSD. So let me show you what I saw, what my bias was in my setup. So overall, on the 4 hours and on the daily, I was bullish, for value gap. But to be honest, I'm not really looking at this anymore. It was only relevant when it was going there the first time. 4 hours, we see from last week we had the sweep from the swing low, not the break of structure or in terms of candle closure below it. So that's a strong confirmation, like indication that it wants to reverse. When you go to the 1 hour, we see it's not even on the 1 hour close below that, and then we had the trend reversal and ongoing break of structures. And so the confidence in the high time frame was pretty strong, rock solid. I only wanted to see another break of structure from above the swing high, just to have like this solid, like solid certainty regarding that. So all right, and when I was on the charts, it was about it was this candle wasn't closed yet. So let's go to the 5 minutes. I was going to the charts. I had my buys from the high time frame. I had the nice confluence from the high time frame. So now we are looking for point of interest and entry model, entry setup on the 5 minutes. And we see here price was kind of almost manipulating to the upside. And yeah, this price action caused a very big fair value gap, and I targeted this fair value gap as an entry. It was getting there. Then I was opening my position, but then because of the slippage, I was opening my position at this price level, and I was a bit confused and frustrated by that, and therefore I closed my position here, like in the middle below that. And yeah, because I was like, why is my position opening so high? Because my stop loss would have been, you know, at the bottom of this one. But the thing is, because it just opened so high at this level, I had to put my stop loss a bit above it because with this hybrid live account, there's very, very, very little room of error. You need to have a solid lot size and be very wise with your decision making. You know how it typically is in trading, but the thing is, this sort of a hybrid life account forces you to be like that. So if you're not a professional yet, it forces you to act like a professional, or you're going to lose your money in no time. You can still have proper risk management. That's not the problem overall. But anyways, I kind of got freaked out over that, but then I was going down a bit up again, and then because the market conditions are so well, and also the high time frame, the high time frame um, confluence, I just re-entered, and then I kept my position, and then I was closing it at this point to be above break even and having a bit of profits floating above it, because I had to withdraw a bit of it because at the moment I have no money on my account, like real life account, and I need a bit of money to be able to buy food, so I had to withdraw a bit, but still from the point where we began, we are still like a bit above break even, and that's good because for me it's just important for the beginning to have like some kind of a fundament built with both accounts, so I can afford to take bigger risks in terms of, okay, now I took a trade, it might be consolidating up for a while, whatever, but I can risk to let it go to stop loss, because I have built enough to, have more space, more in drawdown. So yeah, I was closing my position around here. I withdrew the money, and I really wanted to hold it till my TP. But for me it was okay because I made a mistake. This erased the opportunity to hold it till there. It's okay because today is really important for me just to be to build a fundamental, because it was the first trading day of this new account, and I already lost a chunk of the draw that I can afford. But now I was able to kind of restore it and be a bit above it, including the withdraw. And we can see how my setup worked out. I was right. I also have to say the market conditions were very fortunate today, to be fair. So then I was taking a trade on gold with the funded account, because after I was able to, close my position here, I was doing nothing else anymore with this account. I just stopped trading on my, hybrid life account, because why do you want to keep to be why do you want to be still be in the charts? Because the longer you're in the charts, the more you're likely to lose. So therefore, if I really wanted to keep trading, I was changing the account, the funded account. So this was a bit more of a desperate trade, to be honest, but it was getting better because I had actually to convince myself to take this trade, because in the past it was more like an impulse, and I just did it because I had the urge to trade. And I tried to take a short because also regarding the high time frame, it looked pretty much wants to go to the downside at the moment. We also had a resistance here and no candle closure above it or whatever. So I was bearish and I tried to take a short base of this Ferrell gap on the 50 minutes, but I got ignored, and it was going down after the sweep of the swing high. To be honest, I wouldn't have really taken this trade, only if I would only if I could afford to be a bit more playing around and stuff like that. But I rather would have seen to go a bit above it, so we are kind of getting back to this level of the resistance level. But yeah, whatever. I took a loss. Um, Happens. I had a relatively decent lot size, so the loss was not breaking my neck or something like that. Then I took a position on GJ. Um, well, actually, the limit auto got triggered, because, as I mentioned, in one of the attempts to make this trade recap, in the middle of it, I just received like the alert got triggered, and I was then checking GJ, and then my position got triggered because I had the buy order exactly at this level, and my stop loss was a bit then above the on the bottom from this parallel gap, because yeah. So I mean, let me just show you the setup right there, the higher time frame bias. So um on the daily, it's a bit consolidating with your very strong price action, like ping pong almost. We are still kind of forming some sort of resistance right there, and on the 1 hour it seems like we're getting here lower highs. And also when I look at this right there, we had here, I mean, yeah, lower highs is more speaking to a downtrend overall, but here when you go to the 1 hour, we had a sweep before London open here, a sweep of the swing low on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour as well. And yeah, because I wanted to see if it actually wants to go further to the downside, but it was sweeping this low and then it just jumped to the upside, and then I was like, okay, I'm pretty much bullish biased. So I'm waiting for the right opportunity in case if it's going to be an entry model, and I will enter off that from the retracement. So yeah, we had like this very strong distribution on the 5 minutes. Then it consolidated, and my entry model or point of entry was the farewell gap on the 5 minutes and also the 50 minutes, which is fun enough exactly the same. Also on the 5 minutes. And to have a bit more, certainty regarding this entry model, I actually placed. I actually was, using the Fibonacci level for, to have more confirmation for the confluence on the low time frame, just to feel a bit more certain. Okay, So because the mid level of the Fibonacci and one of the popular discount level, they just fit in perfectly both in the Ferrello gaps on the 15 and 5 minutes. And as you can see, price was going down. It respected the Ferrello gap. It was getting close to this popular discount level, but it's enough that it was getting to the middle of it. And then from here on, I was getting all the way up, and I closed the whole position at TP1. Why? Because again, I took a loss on gold, and since I started, I only had losses, and I just kind of need to secure that to have some kind of foundation, similar to the hybrid life account. So I can afford a bit more in terms of drawdown or like overall maximum loss, because the drawdown, of course, from each day stays the same, at least for the funded challenge account. But overall, from the max loss, I just wanted to have a bit more space to breathe, so I can afford to take the whole position. Because also what I have to mention, I mismanaged the lot size right there, because I thought that because it's forest, I thought I can keep the same lot size, but because the yen is involved, it it's like way larger in numbers, so also the margin would kind of be different on that. And yeah, because that's hypothetically, if I would have followed this TP, I would be up, I think 7%, 8%, something like that. But to be honest, today only to be like finally in the green, like overall, not only on this day, overall on this account, um, is actually good. So I finally, some space, a bit more room for error, or in other words, more room for the stop loss, for the trades and stuff like that. So today I would say again, very good day. I actually feel like I'm getting it's getting better, as I mentioned from the last video. Like more attempts to adjust my trading frequency in terms of more trading days. And yeah, I feel very good about it, to be honest. I feel very good. Because also, how I feel about it while I do certain things, it also changes. Like, I actually had a bit to convince myself to take this trade. Like, not in terms of, oh, should I not, but how I felt was different. You know? Like, this urge of taking a trade actually goes back. Um, yeah, in terms of being more patient, and more importantly to having like to stick with the um with the analysis from a state of sobriety, because it's actually, this is like the biggest thing to being profitable, because after a while of back testing and live testing, you kind of maybe find your edge in terms of analysis and strategy. But doing the right things, when it's down to being on the live markets with real money, then it's really like to a certain point, like psychology, how you're going to handle certain things, etc., etc. But yeah, I feel like it's generally going to the place it needs to go. So yeah, with that being said, this was the trade recap from today. Um, Set up GJ, got validated. Set up EURUSD, got validated. Very nice. Ironically enough, both are for valid gaps. No particular sweep. But yeah, it got validated. I took them. That's good. So with that being said, cheers.